Finally, he has returned. Recently, Kusama has sent shockwaves across the whole community. There is a celebration going on. The chart for Shiba Inu is just great. About 13 trillion Shiba Inu are on the verge of exploding. On the other hand, Kusama also left a significant and urgent message. It appears like he is prepared to make a decision on something. On top of that, it is scheduled to take place the next week. What exactly is going on? Is it possible that I am too excited? Please allow me to elaborate. Welcome to Dr. Crypto, your daily serving of Shiba. This is the spot for you if you're curious about anything related to Shiba. If you want to keep informed about all the latest news forecasts and stay ahead of the crypto industry, subscribe. To get more Shib news, be sure to click the like button. Finally, Kusama has returned after what seemed like an eternity had passed. It's true, the chief developer, the mysterious individual who is responsible for so many Shiba Inu movements. This is his comeback, but here's where things get interesting. It was not as if he suddenly reappeared unnoticed. During his return, he revealed a significant piece of information. It is a message to the wider community. However, at this moment, individuals are bursting with inquiries. So, what does all of this mean? Is he trying to hint to a significant development behind the scenes? Or is it possible that he is completely distancing himself from Shiba Inu? Mostly due to the fact that whenever Kusama is silent for a period of time and then returns, we often get a great deal of new information. But they aren't so convinced about it this time around. Is this Kusama return the same as the last one? On the other hand, is there anything else going on here? With that being stated, I am aware that you are probably eager to learn what he said, and don't be concerned. Soon I will go into all of the delicious information that have been uncovered. However, before we get into it, let's discuss the implications of this statement and his comeback for Shiba Inu. It's interesting to see that it's already having an impact. In recent times, Shiba Inu has been profusely bleeding. However, here is where things start to become even more fascinating. Something on the charts was brought to the attention of a well-known cryptocurrency expert named Shiba Knight. The Shiba Inu is now in a very precarious position, despite the fact that its price is rising up even more. It is producing what is known as a descending triangle on the weekly chart, which is being shown. To put it simply, it is the situation in which the price continues to make lower highs while still rebounding off of the exact support level. It feels as if it is being squeezed more tightly than before. More constricting. It is common for this to result in a significant movement, either upward or downward. And the indications are beginning to point to the possibility that we could be on the verge of a breakthrough, provided that Bitcoin maintains its strength and does not disrupt the general atmosphere throughout the market. During the course of the last several weeks, Shiba Inu has been more or less confined to this particular zone. Despite the fact that the price continues to find good support at the same level, it continues to push downward from the top. This kind of structure builds up pressure, and when it eventually breaks, it has the potential to move around quickly. Moreover, here is something that is even more insane. It is possible that the situation is far more serious than it seems to be on the surface, as stated by one expert. Both the technical graphs and the data that is being collected on the blockchain are now displaying indications that Shiba Inu is about to enter a period that is very crucial. Furthermore, this is not the typical price activity that occurs. We are discussing the type of configuration that has the potential to bring about a significant amount of volatility. Here comes the exciting part. It is estimated that there are more than 13 trillion Shiba Inu coins that are essentially waiting on the sidelines. These tokens are now hovering close to their point of break-even, which is precisely at the crucial price level when holders may either earn a profit or sell their holdings. Might cause it to break. This enormous piece of Shiba Inu is like a loaded spring that is just itching to shatter, and that is because of the reasons stated above. What is the next key move? The manner in which the market responds around this level has the potential to completely mold it. If there is a sufficient amount of confidence and the price continues to go higher, we may see a breakout that is explosive. However, if things begin to deteriorate, that spring can pop in the other direction, which would result in a breakdown. What occurs next has the potential to determine the fate of the whole enterprise in the days that are to come. As for today, it is possible that we will really be seeing how all of this is going to play out. Due to the fact that Kusama has just released something crazy. And to tell you the truth, it may have a significant effect on the price of Shiba Inu. Kusama, the enigmatic person behind Shiba Inu, has returned after a period of almost 3 weeks, during which there was complete stillness. Out of the blue, he came back and caused more commotion in the situation. Lucy, who is the marketing guru for the Shiba Inu community, provided a screenshot of Kusama's statement that he had put on Telegram. Even though it was brief, it had a unique impact. I heard him say, "Let's get back to it." And that's all. So that's all. However, it was more than enough to start everyone talking about it. Lucy went so far as to post about it on social media, which further heightened the excitement of the community. At first glance, it seems like Kusama was taking a break, maybe merely to recharge his batteries. On the other hand, he is now prepared to plunge back in and continue constructing. Simply stating that is thrilling. However, that was not the end of it. A link to a new episode of Kusama's podcast, She Speaks Shiba Inu, was also published by Kusama on his X account, where he also mentioned the podcast. That particular episode included a conversation between him and his guest regarding the Karma reputation structure, which is the system that was just recently incorporated into PuppyNet's testnet. Karma is a significant entity in case you are not aware of it. It has the potential to influence the way that trust and activity are handled in the Shiba Inu ecosystem in the future. At this point, the most important issue is what exactly does all of this imply? Mostly due to the fact that the previous time Kusama stayed silent and then returned. He released a number of significant upgrades. Also, what is the cost of a Shiba Inu? It soared to new heights. Now that he has returned once again, many are wondering whether or not we are going to see yet another significant move. It's possible that it's another upgrade to the ecosystem. It might have anything to do with the process that causes the burn. Or is it possible that the Karma system has made a significant advancement? At this point, some are even speculating about whether or not a collaboration is in the works. Perhaps it would be with a huge corporation or perhaps an entire nation. The United Arab Emirates (UAE) recently dealt with Shiba Inu, which may seem ridiculous, but it really occurred. And now we get to the bit that really got folks talking about it. Not only did Kusama hint at anything of a hazy nature, a timetable was really provided by him. It was next week, he said. That is quite a bit too soon. This indicates that whatever it is that he is discussing is, in essence, already in action. And if it is even somewhat similar to what we have seen in the past, it has the potential to cause a significant amount of disruption. As a result, many are increasingly debating whether or not now is the right time. The possibility exists that Shiba Inu may begin to eliminate some of those zeros the following week. It would be very bullish if it were the case. To tell you the truth, it has the potential to completely transform the lives of investors who have persevered through the ups and downs. It seems as if something is ready to explode, regardless of what is coming, and we are here to support you. Moreover, this is not the end of it. This is yet another great song that was released. The reappearance of Kusama came at the perfect moment. I mean, the timing doesn't even come close to being great. If you recall, we discussed a significant topic in one of our videos that was released not too long ago. A possible indication that Shiba Inu is getting ready to introduce its very own stablecoin. We said that it made complete and utter sense, particularly in light of the current speculation on the SEC's policies regarding stablecoins. It seemed as if Shiba Inu was simply sitting around, waiting for the appropriate time to attack. It's possible that today is the day for it, due to the fact that we now have a significant addition to make to the mixture. The most recent research from Bitwise claims that stablecoins have just accomplished something that is beyond comprehension. They actually surpassed Visa in terms of the amount of transactions. Right, this is the very first time ever. In the past, Visa was a significant leader. Over the course of this year, however, stablecoins have more than quadrupled their number, leaving Visa in the dust. In order to give you an idea, Visa was responsible for a staggering quantity of international payments in the previous year. However, stablecoins are now supporting even more transactions. That is really insane. What's even more insane is the fact that some analysts believe stablecoins have the potential to completely dominate the whole international payment sector, which is estimated to be worth billions of dollars. Absolutely trillions of dollars. Even back in February, the chief executive officer of Bitwise said that stablecoins had the potential to someday control this whole industry. At this point, it seems that the forecast is already beginning to materialize into manifestation. So, what exactly is the connection between this and Shiba Inu? Every single thing, because if Shiba Inu is in fact on the verge of developing its very own stable coin, and all indications are heading in that direction, then this new wave of domination in the world of stable coins may be the ideal launchpad for the company. To a certain extent, investors are already keeping a close eye on stable coins. And if Shiba Inu were to release one that was genuinely helpful and well integrated into its ecology, it may draw a whole new audience. What about fresh investors? This indicates that Shiba Inu will get more funds. As we are all aware, this typically results in the practice of price pumping. Not easy. The return of Kusama, the possibility of a new update arriving the following week, and the fact that stablecoins are now literally taking over the marketplace are all things that come together to form a larger whole. All of this is beginning to give the impression that Shiba Inu is getting ready for something really significant. It's possible that this very moment marks the beginning of a significant new chapter, and taking into consideration all that we have just discussed, including the reappearance of Kusama, the vast on-chain setup, and the seizure of the stablecoin, it is quite obvious already. At this very moment, Shiba Inu is positioned in a very favorable position. To put it another way, it is not enough to just survive in the market. It must also position itself to become one of the primary players when opportunities present themselves. It was well articulated in a tweet by one expert. Altcoin season is not being cancelled, he stated. Rather, it is being postponed. On the other hand, inflated, that causes a lot of pain. Mostly due to the fact that this is precisely how it feels at the moment. The Shiba Inu is maintaining its position in the market, while the other dogs are still trying to figure out what they want. The neighborhood is really robust. Behind the scenes, it is obvious that the developers are working on many things. One of our possible stable coins is on the way with us. One of the primary developers has returned with a teaser for the next week, and technical indicators that indicate to the possibility of a breakthrough. All of this is consistent with the notion that we are not in a state of inactivity at this point. There is a lull in the storm brewing right now. It is possible that the altcoin season has not yet completely blossomed, but when it does, initiatives such as Shiba Inu, those individuals who are able to construct, innovate, and take action while others are not doing so, are the ones who have the potential to soar. In conclusion, if you are curious about whether or not Shiba Inu still has a chance of blowing up this season, the evidence that we are now seeing indicates that the answer is yes. And if this momentum continues to grow, it's possible that we're closer to taking off than the majority of people believe we are. However, what are your thoughts on this matter? Leave a comment down below. The day is over now, remember to give it a big thumbs up. To see our most recent material, share it and subscribe to the channel.